Yep. Let me unfasten a little bit right now. Move this bag over. Just had to hurry up and set up this little phone here with the bag on top of this. I don't know what this is, but it looks like an ice box, but it can't be because we at the airport. And there's one right there. It looks like some sort of electrical or water outlet or water control, like a mechanical line, whatever. That's neither here or there. Um, I got something to share, of course. That's why I'm here bringing a video, and it's beautiful. It's lovely, and I want to apologize if anybody, because if anyone is picking up any eerie kind of or may denote any kind of tense tone or frequency within my voice, is only because it's not fear, it's not worry, it's more about I got something to share. I got words I can say, and I will say, but I think I know what it is entirely in its totality. And this does not only apply to me, this applies to all mankind. And in fact, all humans, right? Humanity. I'm not too sure of how the unseen works. In addition to all the propaganda, agenda, and games that's been played, and things that has been imposed upon people, especially that of the African group, African ethnicity, throughout the whole entire diasporic family. You know, many things has happened in which we were conditioned. Many compromises were made, sacrifices were made, risk was took. It may have not been properly calculated. It may have not been, in which case, of course not, because many things are self-evident that it was not done for righteousness' sake. Because if it was, we would have a prevalence of a utopic community, society, etc., etc. Do you hear what I'm saying? If you don't, I suggest, first let me thank you for tuning in. But now that you made it here with about 3 minutes into this video and you heard the words that I'm saying, do know that I'm coming with something strong within this video. I'm going to try to make it as short as I can, but it is what it is. So let's move forward. I suggest that you pick up on them keywords that I use, listen thoroughly and attentively, define some words you don't know. That's what I do on an everyday basis. In fact, I need to be reminded of what some words mean, even that which I've learned years ago. All right? There's no shame in that. I'm not a man of all this pride. I'm a realist. All right? Because this is not just for me. And as I've been putting it out in the beginning of my, in the beginning time of making videos, I was saying that I'm not doing this for clout's sake. All right? But I know that when you're speaking truth to power, or in fact, just when you're speaking truth plainly, because the real power lies within the truth. That's right. We just got to reinforce and instill that faith in our brothers and sisters. And of course, with me saying that, it is best, not optimal, it is a necessity to take care of family first, in which you are included of. Do you hear what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? You hear what I'm sharing with you? Now, I'm not gonna lie. I do need to work on the being more accentuating the positive in which I do, but I'm talking about in which I come within these videos, or even when I'm talking to some people uh, on the bus, on the train, or anywhere out in the public, commonly I've took note of myself, because just yesterday I was on a bus coming back down here to the airport, and I was giving people on the bus a piece of my mind, as in regards to what I know, what I feel, and what I'm continuing to see. And I just happened to take a note upon myself, like I can approach the you know the situation, or whatever it is that I'm saying or relaying onto the people. I could accentuate the positive and come in a more I guess appealing way. However, um, as true as that sounds, we have to really, this is why it's important to be optimistic, open-minded, and more so, excuse me, more so educated, intelligent. Why? Because when we learn the laws of duality, there's a dualistic nature in this world. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a basic duality within the human beings. X chromosome, Y chromosome. Female, male. Boy, girl. Nothing wrong with that. It's the way that we perceive things, how we interpret it, which all stems from our level of comprehension, which is also tied into life experiences, meaning the cultivation of education, more so heritage within our bloodlines, that of your family. Now, for my Ados family, we lost our way, apparently. We don't even know our mother tongue, which is a very serious topic. I think we heard it so much over the years. In fact, many things has taken place over the years. Much rhetoric about where we came from, who we are, what we did or what we didn't do, that desensitized us. Now, it may seem like, yo, we all here now with RBG and this, that, and the third, but I don't think, I really don't think we are. Because if we were, trust me, I could, I feel it right here. All of this, especially within the major cities where African people, the Ados family reside, being that of New York, Los Angeles, Miami, Atlanta, Georgia, many places, would be totally different in this day and age, where we have the so-called evolution. This is supposed to be an evolutionary stage, considerably, due to uh, generations upon growth of generations upon generations, and seeing that we're so that we're here to be a witness onto the advancement of medicine, technology, and many other things that we can lay claim to. Well, as I've said before, many things look one way on the surface, but what's going on with humanity? I once pointed out in one of my earliest videos that the longer we take, including myself here, I'm not excluded, I'm never excluded. When I'm speaking to y'all, I'm here with y'all, trust me. Sometimes I need to be corrected too, but I would just say come correct. Be respectful and be factual and as thorough as possible. Because I'm open-minded, I don't get offended, but I've been learning, which is why I'm continuing to be patient with myself, because I am happy for what I'm learning. However, what I see, I'm unpleased with, because I don't see where the African people is really prospering. Okay, let me continue to go on. Okay, so we have the advancements of this, that, and the third, but yet the African diasporic family is in a we're in shambles more so. Why? Because there's a huge disconnect, and not only that, we are being punished. A lot of y'all like to talk about ancestors. Never forget your forefathers. That ancestor word, that word carries a feminine connotation to it. Ancest, sister. Forefathers. Forefathers was used long ago to denote whom? The paternal bloodline. Some may argue with that. If I'm wrong, prove it so. However, I like to make distinctions, also being factual. This is what I hold true. In my prayers, when I pray, I say I give praise to my heavenly father, my heavenly mother, my earthly father, my earthly mother, and my forefathers and ancestors. I always put that down. I always put that up and pray, down and pray. Yeah, trust me. Never excluding that entity. Forefathers. Moving forward. Another reason why there's going to be a problem within the earth is because, as I said, let me continue, right? This is it. Where early on in my videos, I was saying that as long as the African family continue to be disunited and to continue to go through these, to be living this life where we're caught up in debauchery, lasciviousness, we're caught up in whoremongering, criminalistic activities. I mean, we can name it. Some people will say, come on, you got to be positive. Well, the positive side, they're going to prevail. They are going to prevail. In fact, they are living. You just won't be able to bear witness onto them like that. In fact, due to the complexities of adulthood and life in itself, you may have an ounce of positiveness within you, but it's lying dormant and it needs to be amped up. Yes, tapped into, exercised, practiced for mastery, including myself here. I'm just at another level. There's levels to this. Some people are tapped in more than others are, respectfully, and that's a beautiful thing, which is why also we need to establish strong circles. That's very important. Because we think about, I know brothers and sisters that we like to have money, we like to make the money to buy the things that we can enjoy. But consider what I'm telling you. We have to make the necessary sacrifices to say, hey, if we're going to make this money, first of all, let's think about where we are here in America and how this money system came about, which will be forever tied into. In fact, it emanates from the ecosystem. However, on every bill, what do you see? Federal Reserve note. Now, I'm not one who's just wild and belligerent and ignorant to say, hey, middle finger to the federal government. They sure enough have a dark past, as most of us do, as an individual and as an ethnic group of people. There's many things we need to look at. The kind of money we look to make here, well, some people like to make blood money. Some people like to make honest money, crooked money. There's many ways of earning, right? But as they come, so it goes. And the ends always justify the means. Excuse me. You know, it always does. And so, continuing, We want to make money here in America. Well, don't forget that's the Federal Reserve note. Who runs that? Who runs that organization, that entity? Who's the chairman? How many African Americans are employed within the uh, federal system, the Federal Bureau? Respectfully, these are things, these are questions that we should be asking. So as we draw it up and we all become knowledgeable of it, we are now, listen to what I'm saying, brothers and sisters, we are now fortifying and all, not just fortifying, but also reforming culture as to who we are and where we stand, not just in America, mainly in America, primarily, yes, but all around the world. Why? Because now we keeping record of everything. This is why I commend the Jewish people. In fact, the European Union. They've been keeping records for years upon everything. Even what's going on out there in the wicked world. How you think they're able to pull up these tapes on your boy Diddy and all of this now? That's another topic right there. I don't mutilate what's going on. Yeah, that brother he's not innocent. No. But in a way, in a so tiny way, in a little, there is this much innocence in which grace and mercy is given from the Heavenly Father. But many of y'all may not even understand that. Why? Because of his upbringing and what has been invoked, not only into him, but many others. A lot of people came up in Catholicism. Yeah. These private schools. Higher education, yes. But let's do the numbers. And it's wonderful. That goes right back into what I was saying about the fortification and reformation of our culture. Because now we're taking note. We're going to draw it up. What was happening in the beginning to where we are now, and how it's going to be as to where we're going in the future, which is a trilogy that is a trinity of trinities. We should know that by now. You can't have one without the other. Everything in this life is as extensionally happening simultaneously. Time, space, matter. What is time? Past, present, and future. Moving forward. I don't want to get too caught up. I'm already 18 minutes in now. I've been finding that when I put videos up now, it's taking forever just to upload. Why? I don't know. I got 5G. I'm at the airport where Wi-Fi is loaded, but it still takes a good while. When I say a good while, I'm talking about more than 45 minutes. Not even for that much of a long video. With such strong reception, that shouldn't be. Now, I can get caught up in the mind and be like, oh, yo, this entity and that entity is playing with me. They're checking. And the way they are. I don't think a lot of y'all really be. See, a lot of y'all not even tuned in. Even when I come here correct and I'm over here sacrificing my time, a lot of things is, y'all don't know how serious this is, man. There are people out there doing the work, and now I'm starting to understand, because when I was out there in the world doing bullshit, nonsense, it's hitting me now. And like I said before, every time we get our quickening, the Bible talks about it. Time and chance will happen to them all. This is why what I was saying, when our children wake up and they get that quickening, they're going to recollect. It's inevitable. I just gave you one of the trilogies, man. That's why we need to stop playing these wicked games out here. Get cleaned up. See, I'm bouncing around now because it's so much I want to give. I'm trying to stay on point, but it's coming to me. It's a barrage of thoughts, and it's so factual, and I can feel it in my spirit. I'm trying to give it to y'all. Because y'all don't know how serious this is, man. I can remember, like I said, when I was out there in the world, I didn't know what was going on. I used to play, I was immature, wasting time. But now that I'm here, there's times where I cried already, man. Because I'm like, oh, shoot. But then again, I became a little bit stagnant, I guess. Because with that energy, with the release of that, and the energy I gained from being so frustrated, that's supposed to further make me more determined and motivated to do this work. But I was hindered by a few things. Not just that of my mind, but what I see in front of me. And I'm like, well, I already put out some things that's very irrefutable and pertinent to our condition, but I ain't get word from nobody like that or any kind of cooperation. There's more things I'm going to lay out and I'm going to talk about because y'all think this is a game. Let me continue to go on, man. So, I get it now because there's people out there putting this work in, and it's like, we're continuing to live an unfulfilled life that's in which many of us are still caught up in the effects of arrested development, my African family, where we are doing so inadvertently at the expense of those who are really putting in the work. I don't care what we say about our brothers out there in the world. Listen, some of them may have no choice. Matter of fact, we all had a choice. But due to the conditions and circumstances here in America particularly, we went out there, or they went out there, and they did what they did at the bottom of their heart with sincerity to try to provide a better future, not just for themselves, but for their family, for their African family, etc., up and down the line. And I get it now. I can name many figures we got in the political world or out there within the cultures, the black cultures. I get it now. And now I'm seeing more than just the plight of man, especially for my group. The severity, and all that. I'm collecting and recollecting. So, like I said, man, as long as the African family continue to be living the way that we are, where we're not healed and we're not properly united, it's going to take a lot of work. Easier said than done. But you see, so many things are so involved around money. That's how I feel about it. And it's like, that's the main reason why we're going to continue to be living the way that we are. Because even if you're making a little or you're making a lot, money is being made up and down the line on each scale. And we still don't have what we ought to, y'all. Why? We think it's a matter of just the amount that we make or produce? I don't think so. I don't think so. Not one bit. So, one of the contributing factors as well to this picture is the amount of mixing that we're doing. A lot of us don't know spiritual science and the depth of it, the seriousness of it, the pertinence of spiritual science, which is correlated with everything that we do as a people. Culture, heritage, heresy. The amount of mixing that we're doing basketball players, football players, musicians. With all the mixing that's been going on, especially the richer you are in melanin, you know, Wesley Snipes, all these actors, everybody, what kind of recompense do we have here in 2024 as a collective where we can say, hey man, these brothers and sisters, they featured in good films. Some, like Spike Lee, have been directors. But when we dig deep now into things like ownership and mastering, having the masters of this, that, and the third, the publishings and this, that, well, what kind of disparities will you find there within? Respectfully, just asking. So, what kind of recompense is this where we ought to know that no matter which woman the African man goes in onto, that's an African baby. I don't think we understand or even know the ordinance of man that was bestowed from the Heavenly Father, from the Creator. The paternal line is very, come on, man. Anyway, moving forward, it's just of a mixed baby. If we look to get with any other woman out there that's other than our tribal woman, in which we were exiled, a lot of the ADOS people. Listen, that's something we need to clear up too. Were we exiled or were we kidnapped? There's no such thing of kidnapped in that regard. Don't use that word. It's the meaning. Seriously. We need to start thinking deep, because as I've said in a video before, nothing happened without reason, consequence, especially the way we lost our tongue. You think that's just something that, okay, you lost your tongue, so what? You still here, you got life. Shut up. Because for all other groups out there, let me go to your country where your people are speaking Spanish, Hebrew, Germanian, whatever, Germanic language, which is inevitably part of the English language, Germanic, yes. But let me and a few brothers come to where y'all live, and y'all been having y'all prayers that y'all recite within y'all tongue, X, Y, and Z. Y'all gather around the dinner table, you going out, having a good time within your society with the expressions of your mother tongue, and then we come and take you away. Let us do that. How long will it take for you to lose that tongue of yours? What kind of treachery, what kind of degeneration or degradation you would have to go through and endure where you would lose your mother tongue and your way of spiritual practice? Hint, hint. We could do that today in this age. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. There's nothing new under the sun. Let me and a few brothers get together. Let's go over there and snatch up any kind of people that's talking in their mother tongue. And then we take them somewhere. How was it happening? Was it ordained by the Creator? Were those people set to be exiled because of what they did, getting punished for the wickedness, that they were allowed to be taken away and put out of their homeland? Think about what I'm saying here and put it into perspective. This is seriousness. Some things you just can't be all lollygagging. Hey, maybe if you put it there. No. For those who know and can see the large picture for what's taking place within humanity in these ethnic groups and the wide gap, they know what I'm saying here. I know I'm not alone. Moving forward, where I'm at, 29. So, where's the recompense, yo? All this mixing that we're doing, what's up? That woman you got, congratulations to you, man. But is she down with the brown? She gonna fight back with the black? Oh yeah, it's a heavy fight. Oh yeah, it's a burden. But she got you though. You laying that good loving down on her, huh? No matter how what you are, it is what it is. That melanin you have, brother, that black blood, she's being enriched. I encourage. I don't have the power to beseech you. So I encourage and suggest that y'all study spermology if you don't know spermology, which also ties into agriculture and agronomy. If you know how to read between the lines and you getting in tune with knowledge of self. We got work to do, brothers and sisters. I'm telling y'all, man. A lot of us has been caught up in the ways of the world. Yo, we got the clout, we got the fame. Yo, this is Hollywood. This is Pat, hold the cognac for a minute. Yo, roll that Dutch, man. Yeah. Oh, they bringing the Benz around? We got caught up in that world because there were things that we didn't know. That's exactly why I said in regards to the brother Diddy that there's a little innocence there because what has been stolen from him. And now that I said that, now that I brought that back up, as I close, I'm going to close with something heavy here. Let me tell you how I'm tapped into the spiritual world. First of all, let me preface what I'm about to give you by saying this. In regards to me being as thorough as I can, being factual, I'm also practicing patience. Because as I've said, that unseen world, as much faith as we may all have, there are things that we still don't know. We don't know exactly how it's working, but we're getting there within each of us to whatever degree. I, for one, look to attain more degrees of knowledge without any perversions. Some may understand that as being this going 720. Moving forward, I ain't gonna get into that. So we gotta get tuned in. Now what but I'm gonna tell you how I'm tapped in. As I just talked about the brother Diddy there. And I see what's going on with him. There was a day. Oh yeah, let me finish with this here. The reason why I don't put everything out there like that just so quick because I've seen things and it came to me because I like to give things time to make sense, to manifest, and to circle back onto me to say, yo, that's what it is, that's valid. That requires patience. And you gotta have foresight as well, in addition to the faith that we have within. Do you understand what I'm saying? And we have to know when to disseminate whatever it is we look to disseminate, or rather dispense. Because if you're doing it just for clout's sake, if you're doing it just to sound intelligent and smart, you're losing yourself to this way of that world that's established and prevalent out here. With the growth of the African man and woman, the family here is, it may look like it's, no, that's because we have much to aspire to, in which we're going to be inspired by some things that we encounter and learn. But who's dictating that? Is it the movies? Is it the music? Who are these movie directors? Who are these musicians? Who are the political figures that's backing? You get where I'm coming from? Stop getting so hype on named people. moving forward. Let me show you how I'm tapped in now as I close here. How many years ago? We're in 2024. This happened in the year 2020 or 21. I had a dream. As I was becoming more conscious and spiritually woke, I was receiving dreams. One in particular. As I started to go back into my Instagram and Facebook and started to see some things in addition to people that I've been acquainted with, because that's what Facebook and Instagrams does. It gets you back in touch with people you haven't seen for a while. And it's also due to the algorithm, right? Meaning that, you see, this algorithm is being controlled. Give it up to AI, right? AI, but who made AI? This is how critical we need to think. Just to be factual and thorough. Do you understand? Which is critical of where we're going, y'all. Because I don't look to put my mouth on anything or anybody without being as knowledgeable as I can be. Words are powerful. Moving forward. So now, friends popping up here or affiliates and acquaintances. Boom. All right. We know here, New York City, we got our rappers that we may revere or glorify. I got back in touch with a brother, well, just by seeing him in a pic with Fab and Jay, and I believe his name go by Mr. Ruggs at the time, in which he was given the face of Douce Liquor. You know what I'm saying? The brothers out there, they were doing their thing with that, right? So his name was Ruggs. His right hand man from back in the days, coming up in Bed-Stuy. I forgot the brother name, man. But he was a dark-skinned brother, and he has a son now out there in the Hollywood world who made an appearance in the movie Black Panther at the end. That short, dark-skinned kid that was talking to, I believe that was T'Challa, right? That was his seed. Them two brothers right there, Ruggs, and that dark-skinned brother, and I believe he passed away. Continue to sleep in peace, brother. I knew those guys. We used to go to junior high school 263 together. Let me move on, because there's a whole chain in the network that's being maneuvered, that's being trolled, controlled, X, Y, and Z by some higher ups. That's just the ways of the world. Everything happened from the top on down. Nothing to be scared of. I ain't trying to invoke no negative energy here. It is what it is. Moving forward. They took a lot of pics with Fab, because that's what it was on our side of Bed-Stuy. Of course, you got Bed-Stuy, you got Little Kim, you got Jay, you got, and everybody else that's affiliated with them that made their way into these circles, right? All right. Follow me. So in addition to Ruggs, there was a dream that I had. I don't know how this came about, but this is how I know that some things, you got to know when someone or people or something is trying to make contact with you. In this dream, I'm going down to a basement level. You hear me? And as I get down, I'm going down like some stairs, dim light. As I come down now and I make a right, a 180 in fact, as I go down, turn around, who do I see? I see Ruggs, I see Diddy, I see Jay, I see Fab. I think, who else was there? And I think it was Khaled, DJ Khaled. and a few other people that you may have seen in their videos, or that's cool with them. It was about 10 people up in that room, in that basement room. You know what them brothers was telling me? Like, and they wasn't looking at their age now. No, they were looking like youngsters, man. Listen to what I'm saying. This ain't no joke, man. Because I know how to collect it now. They were looking like little boys, man. You hear me? They were looking like 18-year-olds, man. But I could still point them out just by the facial features. And even the tone that they were talking to me in this dream. It's like, as soon as I made that 180 and I saw them, I'm calling out faces and I'm seeing like, oh shit, yo. And then my head is playing out. And as I'm getting closer to them now, they're like, yo, bro. Yo, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? What's going on, man? Like they was trying to get information from me. And it also was letting me know, like, yo, you got work to do. We with you. Move on it. Because why? Do any of y'all understand why they may have appeared to me in such a youthful looking self than what you see today? Or even just 2 years, 3 years ago, as I recall, 2020 or 2021? Do you, for y'all out there, do you know why? Because that's when their souls were taken. That's when their souls were taken. Or made compromise in which they may have done some things consensually or non-consensually. We need to get down to the fact of the matter. Because if anything is taken from you, you are in your rightful position to get justice. But everything has to be dutiful by law. This is why it's important to learn law, y'all. Hear what I'm saying, man. This ain't no game, man. Also, a lot of people who even no-namers have been coerced into doing some things in which their souls were snatched. As to why that dream came to me the way it did, I don't know. But I know that I was seeing things as I was becoming more spiritual and conscious. I was giving time to the Instagram and Facebook and doing my YouTubes where I was just collecting information. And I couldn't help but to just collect or make some assessments as to what I'm seeing, because I started to download new things, which some of my behaviors were beginning to change, and la-da-da-da-da. That's all part of you getting your quickening. It happens. So when people be out here trying to talk about, yo, you need to change. I've changed, man. And I'm going to continue to change, but not at your speed. Because as much as I got changing to do, as much as I got changing, or rather improving, so do you. We all do. Hence the shape of the African diasporic family. I rest my case. But let me move on. So they like, yo, you know, it's like they all coming at me. Like, they was all coming at me at once. You know, putting their arms around me like, yo, bro, man, yo, we, you know what I'm saying? We got love for you. And it's like I'm hearing from everybody, and I'm like this in the dream. I'm like, oh, shit. And it's like that, the dream was over. It's like it was like a fade out. And I woke up like, yo, see, I could have came right to camera at that time and said this. But for what? Because I've said many other things before. Who came through for me? Who pulled up on me? Who's going to do it now? Hopefully they come correct, with all due respect. Because I ain't with no bogus shit out here, I'm telling you. Anyway, so I'm like, now, even right now, I'm like, yo, you know, what is it that I got to do? I'm going to do what I do. Speak the truth, hold our brothers down as much as we can. But of course, as we know, we got to be careful of how we indulge with some people and to take on their karma. But I tell you one thing, you won't find me plastering a whole bunch of nonsense about them when I know that there's people above them that actually put them in them situations by some kind of means. As I said before, there were things that I did in the past I didn't know. This is life. But we here and we getting some correction now. So let's start to take on this correction. Hence, what I've talked about before, we got correctional facilities. But what kind of correction are our brothers and sisters getting when they come back into society and they're not, and they're just falling right in into the ways of the world? So what kind of correction did they really get? Huh? They call it a correctional facility, but what has been facilitated within them? Have they been indoctrinated or have they been institutionalized? So in addition to that dream, there were other things, man, that just come to me today. And when I see what's going on out there, yeah, we got, as much as we look to receive mercy and forgiveness from the Heavenly Father, we got to give forward. Now, a lot of brothers and sisters, they consensually done some things, signed papers, whatever. And that's that. But as I just said, as we learn law, and it's time for that judgment to come upon us. In what way are we going to be there for each other to support one another? Oh, we were there to bump their music, rock out to their videos when we got home from school. Pull up on that song when you was going to your shorty house or your man house. We played their music at our parties, weddings, and so now they going through this. This is what we doing with alongside them, knowing that we coming up in this fucking place that's filled with debauchery and wickedness and perversion. This is what we doing. Then by all means, we deserve to get our asses kicked. And the white people say above us, because we don't got each other's back like we thought we do. What we should have, as compared to the European Union, with all due respect. Because when I say so and I make a distinction, there's no disrespect, there's no hate. It's facts I deal with. So don't ever, and I'm putting this out there thoroughly, emphatically, don't ever try to put me in that category like I'm a racist or whatever. No. If you feel that way, you're immature, and especially for the men, you're effeminate. Because that's not what real men do. Real men hear things, internalize it, assess it, mathematically get the answers like, okay, I hear where this brother's coming from. I don't come at that angle. I tell y'all, we got work to do. And in addition to that, a lot of our women freaked out, flamed out, and they go into men of other ethnic groups. Y'all think it's a joke. Y'all think it's a game. Or listen, y'all knuckleheads in the hood, inherently so, because I was one of them. Wake up. Straighten up. Get to the real deal, man. Stop dealing with that materialistic, frivolous shit, and let's get to the real motherfucking matters. Because y'all think y'all gangster. Y'all not gangster. You're puppets. Because this real gangster work, for what we about to take on, collectively, is going to require immeasurable sacrifices. Far differently compared to what the hell you putting out now that's really producing what? Or bringing back what? We need to start looking at some serious things, because through this whole coronavirus, I ain't seen with all due respect, Israelite brothers got quiet out there in the hood and whatnot. How? A lot of things got quiet and things has been changing. I would like to think with my optimistic mindset, all for the better, because that's what I want to see. I'm not going to accentuate the negative, which has already and still is quite prevalent due to our underdevelopments that can be listed and are listed by whom? Hey, yo, man. I even said in the video before, you mean to and I broke bread with some brothers the other day over there in Queens, man, on Rockaway Boulevard at the square, man. I said, yo, you mean to tell me that, because they came to me with this puffy thing or whatnot, and I was telling them, like, yo, man, we gotta know, you know what I'm saying? Listen, you mean to tell me that we can't do what we do in the music world or the film industry, modeling agencies or whatever? We can't do none of that without getting involved with all these sexual deviances or rituals or whatever the fuck we want to call it? We can't do that? Let's step it up then. Let's get real. Let's get down to some business. Brothers and sisters, pass this word. You had something happen to you, speak out. What the hell we got these churches for, man? Speak. I even said in the video, when we gonna start confiding with one another? You can't confide to your father if he living, or your sister, your mother, brother if they living, of your biological family, or anybody out there outside that may be a confidant. Especially if you got hurt, coerced or something by someone that outside of your ethnic group. When we get back to this real tribal way, a lot of things is going to start changing when we get more serious with it. Trust what I'm saying. Listen, that's the price you're going to pay. That's the price we're going to pay. We want to live. We want to have a... Shut the fuck up, man. You trying to... What y'all trying to do is give excuses for this shit. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, that's what they do. But the ways of the world got them thinking that this is the way it's supposed to be. This is the way that it is. It was always about balance. Well, I'm going to say it again and again. I put that in the video. If it's about balance and the black man got the melanin, we've been entertaining the world for years. Where's the recompense? Look what happened to Harlem through the last gentrification era. Take a look at the fucking Bronx. Don't worry about all these nice scaffolds or store designs that you see. That's contemporary, flooded with LEDs. To hell with all that. What's up? Huh? So there's many things that we use to give excuse for what's going on. And y'all still out there with y'all, you know, we got these mixed relationships in which her tribal men, without even knowing, of course, without even knowing perhaps, maybe, well, her tribal brother done something onto your tribal brother or sister. See how this thing is going? But we're supposed to be a family. We all came from the original man and woman, which is representative of different tribes. But this is what we're doing upon one another. So this is what it is. Y'all want to talk about balance? Well, let's get back to that. Like I was just saying, we got the biggest rod in staff. We got the most voluptuous woman, most beautiful, with her genetic makeup, our genetic makeup, our DNA design, with the capacity to do all things and gain all things and bring heaven down like no other group can. Well, we putting all this out there. We making these sacrifices. Brooklyn ain't even owned by black people yet. Not even tiny Brooklyn. Little Brooklyn out of the whole United States or any major city where all African people reside. We don't own Brooklyn. We don't even have a proper town. Not even an established community where we have school, banks, laundromats, supermarket, cleaners, whatever. In 2024, but we continue to think we all that because we side by side, ruffling feathers, rubbing shoulders with who? So we gotta step it up and bring it to the front line with our European brothers and sisters, respectfully. Because if they out there being all self-aggrandizing and being all fucking high-minded, then let's do what we gotta do, man. But a lot of people ain't gonna do nothing because, yo, I got a family to look after, yo. I gotta get this money, man. Well, I say this. I don't know how far I'm gonna make it. But I know what I have in here. And what I'm continuing to gain here. For as much as I got. Pray that God get me as far as he can. If you are scared to stand in truth, live in truth, and to make the sacrifices to do this work for the betterment of where we gotta go, then with all due respect, you don't, and you won't be qualified to partake, to indulge, to enjoy those things that come within the hereafter of those that put in the work to bring it about into the abundance, the manifestation of the abundance of what's to come, and which is already here. Can you comprehend that? So you know what? Lastly, I would say this. We have a lot of affiliations through the religions that has been established and practiced up to this day throughout the United States of America in particular. Even within the hood, I'm here in New York City. A huge umbrella within itself. I give the benefit of the doubt that this world is being reached somehow, some way. I'm going to continue to mind my steps in addition to minding my business in certain regards. Yeah, and stand within faith upon this square. Yeah, without no fears at all. You crazy? I'm just becoming more precautious. Because I have to say this too. I understand that in order for anyone to level up, they're going to be met with some challenges. Let me say this, man. Don't try to use what I'm saying here as an excuse or for a reason of your continual wickedness. That's how tuned in I am with spirit. Anyway, you know, look, man. Hey, I said what I said, and you know what? I think that's it, man. I just put a lot into this video, and it's just about reaching an hour. I was hoping to keep it to at least 30 minutes, to be as concise and forward as I can be. But of course, with the barrage of thoughts, and I come straight off top the head. Nothing is, off script. I just happen to go from place to place, here to here, but I'm sure it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense to you, I would have to say that wherever you find some errors, which I'm sure I try to make myself as clear as can be, even if it was to be transcripted, it may have a few grammatical errors, it can still be comprehended. Because there's a lot of garbly jargon that we speak in the hood with low vocabulary where we speak nonsense in this. You get me? So, I'm sure the word gonna go out there. There's many affiliations, as I said, man. And we'll see how this thing moves. Like I said, I'll continue to be precautious. I am not fearful at all. And I hope you get your fear, whatever fears out your heart. And you will do so by knowing who you are and who your circle is and establishing fortified relationships with those and God. Peace, love, and light, man. Holla.